Welcome everyone, I'm Francia, and today we're going to be practicing our restorative. We're going to start with a little bit of movement today, which is not our usual when we do this class. But this is a modification or a version of our moon salutation. So what it is we're going to start in a kneeling position at the back of our mats. Unlike the sun salutation, we start at the front of our mats because we step backwards. And this one we actually make a step forward. So from this position, knees together, feet right behind you, tops of the feet kind of relax. Then we're going to keep the hands back and fold over the legs until maybe the head comes down to the mat. It doesn't have to touch. Mine doesn't quite touch. It kind of just grazes over. And just let the neck relax, the shoulders open out to the side. Take a couple of breaths here. Exhale. See if you can feel the breath opening through the back body. Let yourself surrender, preparing for your practice. One more breath. Maybe at this point the head actually makes it down. And then we're going to start to roll a little bit up. So kind of like a cat pose. Tuck the chin and roll a little bit up. And then slide your arms forward. Separate the knees. And let's take an extended child's pose. Reaching the rib cage, the chest, and maybe even the chin to the mat. Soften the shoulders. Keep the length in the neck. Remember, you can always have your forehead down if bringing your chin forward feels too intense. And then fingertips press into the mat. As you exhale, really try to create length in your spine. So kind of the opposite of what we were doing before in the tucked in rounded position. Now we're extending. So this moon salutation is very slow and very steady. We're not trying to create heat. In fact, we're trying to find coolness. One more breath. As we exhale, we can let the palms and the forearms go flat. Lift the chin, look forward. Exhale, come onto tabletop. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, move to cow. And then exhale, lean forward over your hands. Drop your chest down to the mat. And then release your hips as the legs slide back. Inhale to cobra, stay here. 1, pressing the legs strong into the mat. 2, shoulders opening up. 3, 4, try to keep pressing the pelvis and the hips down. And 5, inhale, press onto the hands and knees, tuck the toes under, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's stay here for 5 breaths again. 1, draw the lower belly deeply in. 2, keep separating the shoulder blades. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look forward. Step the right foot forward between the hands. Drop the left knee down. Release the left toes, and then inhale, roll yourself up. You can take your hands into prayer as you lift your chest, as you press your hips forward and down. And you can just look up. 1, 2, see if you can find that stretch in the front of the left hip flexor. 3, keep the right leg strong, open the throat. 4, and then 5, exhale, hands come down, the left toe tucks under, the leg straightens, and the right foot steps back. Find your high plank, knees, tops of the feet, chest, chin, and then exhale, release. Inhale to cobra, again 5 breaths. 1, so we're not pushing into the hands. 2, keep it soft and steady. 3, 4, almost there. 5. Exhale, press into the hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. And again, exhale up to downward facing dog, adjusting the feet. Settle for 5 more breaths. 1, 2, 3, calm and steady breathing. 4, and 5. Looking forward with the gaze. Inhale, step the left foot all the way between the hands. Drop the right knee down. Release the top of the right foot. Inhale, come up. Hands can come into prayer. Open the chest. Look up. 1. Relax into the shoulders. 2. Lift the rib cage. 3. You can even start to arch back a little bit if it feels okay. 4. 5. Exhale, head down, hands down. Right leg straightens as the left leg goes back. And then again, knees, feet, chest, chin, hips. Inhale, cobra for 5. Hold here. 4. Using the back muscles. 3. Try to keep moving the shoulders back, engaging into the legs and glutes. 4. And 1. Exhale, press up. And all the way back. Downward facing. Hold 1 last time. Allow your breath to regulate itself here, keeping a steadiness of inhaling and exhaling, equal in time, pace, and measure. The chin tucks to the chest, the heels reach down. 1 more breath. And then exhale, come forward. Knees come down, release the toes, sink the hips back, slide the knees open, and take the extended child's pose. Shoulders roll back. 1. 2. You can come to the fingertips if you want to add a little bit more feeling in the shoulders. 3. 4. And 5. Slowly forehead down to the mat. Slide the hands back, bring the knees together, a little rounding into the spine. So imagine you want to kind of bring your forehead towards your knees. A little bit like rabbit pose. Reach the arms back, relax the shoulders, stay here 5 more breaths. 1. It's a little difficult to breathe here, so see if you can find that expansion in the back body. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up to the kneeling position. Hands can come to prayer. Good. So now we'll flow through it 1 more time. Same thing, only we won't hold the one, each pose 5 breaths. We'll just go right into the next. So exhale, hands back. Drop yourself over your legs, forehead down. Inhale, slide the knees open, round into the back, reach the arms forward, extended child. Chin or forehead can come down, fingertips can lift, the palms up. Inhale, roll to tabletop, and right away into cow. Exhale to a flat back, drop your chest, your chin, and slide your legs back. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, look forward, the right foot steps. Left knee comes down, release the toe. Inhale, come up into your lunge. Maybe looking up or looking back. Exhale, hands come down. Left leg straightens, right leg moves back. Knees, feet, chest, chin, hips. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Knee comes down, foot relaxes. Inhale, rise. Hands to prayer. Heart open, shoulders back. Look up or back. Exhale, hands come down. Right leg extends, left foot back. Knees, chest, feet, chest, chin, and hips. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. This one, let's hold. 1, 2, shoulders away from the ears. 3, calm and steady breathing. Long extension in the back of the legs. 4, and 5. Exhale, the knees come down. The feet relax. Open up the knees. Arms reach forward. Extended child on the palms or on the fingertips. Exhale, roll yourself in. Bring your knees in together. Hands by your feet. Tuck everything in. Forehead down. Separate the shoulder blades. And then inhale, roll up. Hands in prayer. Beautiful. So hopefully that created a little bit of movement in the body. Now we're going to start with our first asana that we are going to try and hold for 5 minutes. We're going to do a supported bridge. If you are new or if you need a little ease into it, the block should be flat or the block could be at this level. I don't recommend going this high for this one. It's a little bit too much, but you do have that option if you so need it. So we're going to lay down on our backs and you're going to have your block somewhere near you. And what we're going to do is set my timer here for 5 minutes, which I should have done before. Here we go. And we're going to set up. So once you're down, bend your knees, lift your hips, and see if you can position the block right about the edge of your sacrum. So it shouldn't be down by your glutes nor up by your waist. You should feel like it's the bony part of your kind of lower back, but not in the lower back region, but more in that middle section. And you should feel like if you have the block in the right place, your legs should be able to extend. Now, at first, when we do this extension of the legs, you might start to feel like, oh, it's too much. Give yourself a minute to hold in this position while we breathe. If it's too much, feel free to bend your knees. One other thing I want you to think about is to not let your feet relax and your legs flop open. Keep the integrity of your legs by kind of either flexing the feet or pointing the feet, or maybe just extending through the balls of the feet. But you want to keep an activity in the legs, inner thighs. All right, once you're all settled in, we'll start the timer. 5 minutes we're going to be here, so this is a while. So pace yourself. Remember, you can always come out if you need to. Let your shoulders support your weight. Your head is relaxed. And your arms can just be down by your sides or like in a cactus shape or even up overhead if you want. Remember, the high-pitched tone is the inhale for 5, and the low pitch is the exhale for 7. So in and out. In. Out. Continue on, following your own rhythm of breath. Trying to match match it up to the sound. You should never feel any pain or discomfort in the lower back. So if you do, you might want to bend your knees or flatten your feet onto the mat, or shorten the level of your block. I will give you the option, if you so wish, to make this block a little taller, but we'll give it a few more moments to let the body adjust. Inner thighs stay engaged. About 2 more minutes left, so if you so wish, you're welcome to start to bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor. If you want to make your block a little taller, come to the toes. Inhale, tuck under through the tailbone, so curl the spine, and then make the block to its highest level. Once the block is situated at the area of the sacrum, you can just let the knees be bent and the feet flat, and come back into that restorative arm position. At any point during this hold, you're also more than welcome to try to extend the legs. Maybe it's just a gentle step away with the feet and the knees stay bent. That sometimes feels really nice. Or maybe it's a full activation of the legs as the feet extend. In this version, I always like to flex my feet instead of pointing them, but you're welcome to do either one. Inner thighs are also engaged. The shoulders stay on the mat, so if the shoulders lift up in any way, then you know the block is too high. If your ankles get tired, you're also welcome to try to move into the space of the ankles a couple of times, or simply bend the knees once more and settle into that sensation. So find a place where you can hold and continue to follow that rhythm of breath. Inhaling, exhaling. In, slide the feet a little bit closer to the body. If you're at the highest level, come to your toes. Bring the arms down. Inhale, lift the hips, move the block out of the way, and then slowly start to curl yourself down a little bit at a time. So once the sacrum touches down, bring the knees into the chest very gently and kind of reverse that movement. So we were creating a back bend, opening up the lower back, and now we're creating a tuck under through the pelvis. So I like to kind of hug the knees here, move a little bit side to side, kind of sway into the hips a little bit. It always feels like a nice little respite for that one hold, which can feel very intense. If you felt like it felt quite intense for you, you were doing it right. Now just take a time to release all of that. So we're going to continue with this idea of back, but we're also going to add a quad stretch here, which will be very beneficial for all that walking, Mindy. So let's roll ourselves up to a seated position, and then grab your bolster, and you're going to place it right behind you. Okay, So what we're going to try to do here is come into a hero's pose. So that means one leg back. You might need to kind of come up a little bit, other leg back. If your butt doesn't quite touch down between your feet, you're welcome not to a block because it's going to feel too intense when we lean back, but to use a blanket, maybe like a folded blanket that you can put underneath your hips. So if your hips come all the way down, then let them come down, no worries. All right, and then when you're ready, start to slide yourself back, and you're going to try and do your best to rest over the bolster. Now, option one here might feel like it's too intense in the front of your thighs. One of the things you want to do before we hold these postures for the whole 5 minutes is just acclimate to them. So it's just because it feels really intense in the beginning doesn't mean it needs to change. But if throughout the hold you think, I can't hold this any longer, then what you're going to do is you're going to place your blocks, or 2 blocks, so one in the middle at the lowest level, and one a little bit higher or a lot higher at the higher level. So now you've created a little ramp for yourself. This ramp will make that stretch a lot more accessible and a lot nicer feeling in the legs. Now my quads need this stretch like you have no idea. So I'm going to keep my bolster low, but I just wanted to give you guys the option to make that a little bit more nicer for you. So prepare yourself as you like, and then we'll start. Again, 5 minutes here. So once you lay down, make sure that your head doesn't feel like it's opening through the throat and extending back. You really want to keep a nice long neck here. That means that your chin kind of parallel, not tucked in, not open throat, somewhere in the middle. And then you want to let your shoulders relax down and kind of almost like they're wrapping around your bolster. Really feel that the pillow is holding you, supporting you. Your butt should be down either on the floor or on a rolled up blanket or some kind of weight down onto your hips. From here, your quads are getting their stretch. Ideally, no pain in the knees. If there is, elevate the booty a little bit more. Sometimes there's a little bit of discomfort in the tops of the ankles. Totally normal. Let's see if we can bear along with that. And then lastly, if you want to add some intensity, if it's not enough for you, you can take the arms overhead, maybe hold on to an opposite hand, and let the elbows be heavy, dropping down to the sides. Once you're all settled, you don't need to adjust or move much more. You can just kind of feel like you're all supported and settled in. Then we come back to that deep awareness of breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. In and out. In, out. Activity or activation in any part of the body. Kind of feel like you're just surrendering to gravity. And then slowly we're going to release the arms first. Give yourself a moment there. Just like when we come out of our pigeon pose, you might feel like a little bit like spaghetti legs, so just be aware. You're going to press into the elbows and forearms, kind of lift the chin towards the chest. Allow yourself a moment to regulate, and then press the hands into the feet or floor. Slowly come up, and again, allow yourself a moment to regulate. From here, we're going to lean forward a little bit to come out of a hero's pose. So lean into the knees, bring the knees back, and then we're going to go right into a down dog. So you can walk the legs back and keep the bolster where it is. It's not going to bother you. And then just kind of find yourself in a down dog position. If the bolster is there, it's kind of nice because you can kind of rest your forehead on it or the top of your head. It feels like a nice little support for your upper body, for your head. You don't want to put weight there. You just want to feel like the head is just resting on top of the bolster if it's there. If it's not, then just don't worry about it. Now lengthen through the legs. You can wiggle the toes a little bit. Maybe come up high onto the toes. Press the heels down. Maybe try to lift the toes a couple of times. Just letting that blood flow come back through the legs, circulate through the legs. And then exhale, we're going to drop the knees and we're going to sit on top of the bolster. So right on top, bringing one knee forward, other knee forward, feet flat. And we're going to do malasana with the bolster instead of the block. So a lot of times when we use the block for malasana, it feels good, nice and supported. But with the bolster, we just get to have a little bit more cushioning. Elbows inside the knees, shoulders back. And again, we're going to set this up. 5 minutes in a supported malasana with the bolster. So the feet are wide. The arms come inside and you can kind of resettle your hips up a little bit forward, a little bit back a couple of times until you feel settled somewhere in the middle. Keep your palms pressing against each other. Keep the widening in the front of the chest, in the collarbones. So typically when we do malasana, there's some activation happening in the arms and in the legs. In this restorative version of malasana, we want to keep the activation to a minimum. So it's not about sinking and relaxing into it. There is this sense of lift and engagement through the spine, but you're not trying to push the knees away. You're just trying to find a happy center somewhere here. Maybe you adjust the heels or the feet a little bit. And then once you kind of feel like you've settled, like your body feels like it's in the right place, then you just come back into that deep awareness of breathing. Remember, this doesn't have to be the most deepest version of this pose you've ever been into. This is just a way for us to find the asana with a sense of surrender. There's no need to push, to try hard, just have to be. All that we're asking our bodies is to hold the asana, to hold the pose in whatever level fits us today. And then as we connect with our breathing, then we're asking our minds to stay focused, to not go off into things to do or things that have happened, but more to stay in this present awareness. As you inhale, you're aware that you're breathing in. Exhale, aware that you're breathing out. Make it so that your breath is audible. You can hear yourself breathing in. You can hear yourself breathing out. finish that last exhale. Inhale, start to release your arms, come up, hold on to your knees, bring your feet together and still sitting on your bolster, let your back round forward, bring your forehead to your knees, relax your shoulders. So these poses, as we're holding them a little longer than we're used to, really start to bring stuff up for us. Most of the time, the stuff that they bring up are things that we can kind of deal with, collect ourselves around and understand, at least in an intellectual level. But a lot of times they're not, and they're things that we don't know quite how to name or how to make sense of. And sometimes that's manifested as, maybe frustration or wanting to move or the mind wandering, whatever it may be. So just allow yourself a moment to let that release, to kind of even out, clear out the slate. And then we're going to do one last asana here. We're going to do a seated forward fold with the wide legs. So you can come off your pillow, and then I'm going to turn actually to face you guys, or slightly anyway, little catty corner. And what we're going to do is we're going to open the legs out like a V, flexing through the feet. And then we're going to bring that bolster really close to us. Now, some of us have a lot of flexibility through the legs and maybe even the hips, and can kind of collect and let ourselves come all the way down. And that's great if you got that. If you don't, just like before, you can make a little ramp with your blocks. So one at the lowest level, one at the middle, or the highest level if you need a little bit more. And then from there, kind of let yourself relax. I like to turn my head to the side just because I don't like, this feels funky in my neck. I like to turn my head to the side, and I'll give us a time for us to move to the other side. If that's not enough, placing your blanket on top and letting that kind of be a little bit of support for you. So we'll go ahead and set our timer one last time. Settle into your space. Let your legs stay just enough active so that the toes point straight up, and then you can feel the back of the legs start to really stretch and pull into the calves. Sometimes it feels nice to kind of hold the ankles a little bit, or even massage the ankles or the feet if you can reach them. Sometimes it just feels nice to kind of touch the parts of your body that are working. And you can kind of continue that little bit of massage or movement into the legs, maybe squeezing up into the shins, towards the knees, maybe and down on the sides of the calves or the insides of the calves. If you like, it's a little self-massage that always feels nice in this type of movement. You can get a little higher into the thighs, into the quads, maybe use the heel of the hand to rub up and down the upper thighs, maybe into the hips even, into the lower back. A little bit of self-love. If your head was turned in one direction, you can go ahead and turn it into the other direction. You can continue to rub if that feels good, or just keep your hands on the mat, on the bolster, or on your legs. Let your back round here. Don't worry about lengthening the spine or straightening yourself out. Let your belly be soft. Let your rib cage and chest rest on your pillow. Let yourself be heavy onto your pillow. And always coming back to that awareness of breath. Inhaling, I am aware that I'm breathing in. Exhaling, I'm aware I'm breathing out. See you can keep your mind on that pinpoint focus of the breath. Your arms come down to the mat or to the floor. Maybe bring your forehead down to the bolster, let your back of your neck stretch. And then inhale, slowly walking the hands towards the body. We lift the chest and roll the shoulders back. All right, beautiful. So now we go ahead and prepare for our sound healing session. So this is the part of the practice where you just get to relax and take in all the delicious vibrations that come with the crystal bowls. Feel free to put on a blanket, slippers, a sweater or socks, whatever you got nearby that will make you really comfy and cozy. And if you fall asleep during this part, let yourself fall asleep. This is why we do this class at this time, because we really just want to find ourselves in a really relaxed state, so that we can have a good night's sleep. We can have a nice restorative sleep, where the body can heal itself overnight. Allow yourself a nice deep breath in. Easy, gentle, slow breath out. slowly and gently begin to bring our awareness back to our bodies as they lay here in this time, this space. Check in with your breath. Check in with the sensations of your body. Check in with your emotional state. Check in with the fluctuations of your mind. And when you feel ready to do so, you can begin to add gentle movement to the body by maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes, the hands, the feet, the arms and the legs, wrists and ankles can start to awaken, reanimate. Might feel nice here to do a full body stretch, like a yawn from toes to fingertips. Might feel nice to hug the knees into the chest or come into a happy baby position, with movement or without. Let your body move without too much thinking, too much processing. And you can slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat, perhaps by rolling onto your side first, or simply rolling up to seated. Allow yourself a moment to settle into your comfortable seat. Let your spine be tall and upright. Your legs can be crossed or extended. We'll draw the palms together at the center of the heart. We'll begin to add a little bit of friction to the hands, creating some heat, creating some energy. Maybe set an intention for your night's rest. Allow yourself a nice deep breath in and bring the palms of your hands to your face and just let them rest there for a moment. Relaxing the face muscles, the eyes, the mouth. And exhale, start to slide the hands down the face. Again, palms together at the center of the heart. Shoulders soften, elbows just relax. We'll seal our practice today with 3 sounds. Om, inhale to begin. May we feel protected and safe. May we feel contented and pleased. May our physical bodies support us with health and strength. And may our lives unfold smoothly with ease. Namaste.